Sanka, let's take the last question so that we can wrap this session.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yinka Olakwade. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Competition law is good, and I think it is to minimize market distortion, and then to give a fair level playing ground to all players in the industry. But to me, it is an unending journey to regulator, because it depends on the capacity of the regulators that are involved, and also efficiency of the judicial system. And my question now is, the DG, how often do you co-opt the players in the industry to ensure that the anti-competition law that is in place is well administered? Because to me, sometimes laws are made, if the wordings in the law are not well interpreted. Permit me, Mr. Irukere, am I correct? If the wordings of the law are not well interpreted, we may seem to just have a letter on the faces of paper that is not adding any value to anybody. So the question is, how do you assist in interpreting those laws to the benefit of these entire members? And secondly, to my immediate past president, NANTA generally, they have a lot of role to play. We are only looking at the regulator from NCAA, but we also need to look inside, whereby we have unhealthy rivalry among the travel agents themselves. So to speak, pricing need to be regulated among travel agencies in terms of commission that is being charged. I see a situation whereby, if we are not careful, some of the travel agencies will go into extinction, because sometimes I ask this question: how do they survive when the airline fail to give commission, and if you are an IATA agent, the only amount that you collect from your sub-agent is the minimum of 3,000 naira, 5,000 naira? How do you survive with this? And I'm also challenging us as a body to look inward and have a policy document whereby pricing regulation among ourselves, the regulators are here, they can help us to put something together whereby it will also prevent unhealthy rivalry among the members that are called NANTA themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Two good questions. I'll take the last one first. To the extent that we prohibit the airlines from coming together in any way, whether directly, indirectly, in squeezing or determining what the commission is, which is the cost of a service, we also will not encourage, in fact, we will prohibit the travel agents also from forming a platform where they determine what their commission should be. That's another cartel. You can't have a cartel on one side and not have it on the other side. You can have a cartel both ways. And so if the airlines must negotiate commission directly, unless there is a regulatory framework that sets certain levels of commission, then the travel agents also cannot come together as an association to agree on what it should be, or even discuss it among themselves. And now, so for you to even say that as an association you should come together and have a conversation about what the commission should be, that meeting, everybody at that meeting can end up in jail. They're not allowed, because that's a commercially sensitive piece of information. And so it has to be that if there is a regulatory framework that sets something, then everybody must comply to it. Where there is no regulatory framework that sets anything, you're going to have to negotiate on your own strength without coordination with your competitors. And I don't know how it works in the travel industry. I don't know if there's a set commission or not, or if there's a framework. I think the best guide would be the Civil Aviation Authority. But we will scrutinize that. If the Civil Aviation Authority even participates in a meeting that we think potentially is a coordination in a space where it shouldn't be, we will provide advice to them and say, be careful about this. It could potentially be problematic. That's that. Now, your second question about how do we make sure that people know what the law is. Well, I'm going to wear two caps. First, as a litigator. And in that case, quite frankly, lawmakers don't care if people know what the law is. It is the responsibility of people to know what the law is. But beyond that, now let me wear the cap as a regulator. I took a flight from Abuja. I'm here now. From here, I'm going straight back to the airport. Why am I here? It is so that we have this conversation, so you know the law, and so that we're engaging. I've offered here that if you create an antitrust summit, I will bring a crew of my own there. And so we are contributing to your advocacy and sensitization about the law and how to be guided by the law. Thank you.
Appreciate a lot of things. The opportunities are clearer to us, and we are very strong things that we can latch on and move to the next level. Madam President, please come forward. I want you to take pictures. Immediately after this session, we're going to be taking some presentations by our sponsors. We appreciate your contribution to the success of this event, and we do not want to joke with you at all. So, photographers, come forward for photo ops. Thank you very much. So we're going to be calling up some of our sponsors. We'll have some of them today, and tomorrow we'll have the rest of them. Yes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this group of people stuck out their neck, showed interest and support to ensure that we are able to hold this meeting today. The first company I'll be calling up to the stage to come give their presentation will be Qatar. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please help me rousely welcome to the stage Qatar here to come to the stage and give a presentation. Let's celebrate them as they come forward. Please, Amadios, get ready. Immediately after Qatar, we would have you, would have Wakanao, would have Passport Legacy, and Jumia Makama. Then we would have South African tourism. Qatar Air.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, all protocol observed. Mine is briefly about Qatar Airways and what is in store as a travel partner here. Now, I'll just take you quickly on my presentation. First, of course, I wanted to thank NANTA for selecting Kano as their AGM center. We've recently launched our flights to Kano 4 times a week, and it's doing very well. Thank you very much for your support as a travel partners. Now, as you know very well, Qatar Airways is the best airline in the world. We've been voted 6 times in a row as the best airline, and we are flying to Kano. We are very proud of this, and we have to keep. Next. Now, we fly 21 times a week to Nigeria, double daily to Lagos, daily flights to Abuja, 4 times to Kano, and 3 times to Port Harcourt. It couldn't get better than this. We are hopefully that will grow further, and of course, with your support, we can increase our frequencies even more. Thank you. Now, Qatar has a number of products. It's not only Qatar Airways as an airline. We have other subsidiaries that probably would be of interest to all of you. Other than Qatar Airways, we have Qatar Cargo, where we also do transactions for cargo. We also have Qatar Hotels, both in Doha and beyond Doha. We have some hotels in Australia, UK. So we also in partnership with hotels, and we own some of the hotels. We have, Qatar Catering Company, which is based in Doha, to do the catering for our aircrafts. We have Qatar Duty Free. When you're in Doha, transiting or entering into Doha, the duty free shops you see is owned by Qatar Airways. We have Ahmad International Airport. We also run the airport and owned by Qatar Airways. We have Qatar Executive Jets. If you have the top VVIPs who require not only to commute in the commercial flights, you can as well approach me, and we can organize for you a special jet, Gulfstream 500, and the rest of the special jets we do have. So not only the commercial tickets you issue through GDS, we also have, jets that we can organize privately with you. There is Qatar handling services. We also handle the airport in Doha. We also have meet and assist in Ahmad International Airport. As a proud member of One World, we are also part of the One World Alliance. We are about 14 carriers under One World. You can see on the screen some of the benefits we have as a One World member is, frequent flyer status recognition. You have redeem and burn your miles on One World members. Again, you can also earn points when you fly with another airline and redeem on Qatar Airways. Thank you. Now, this is an interesting topic. Qatar does not work in isolation, Qatar Airways. We work with other like-minded partners in Africa, across Africa. You can see on the screen, in Eastern Africa, we have Kenya Airways, we have Rwanda Air, we have Precision Air. In Southern Africa, you can see the airlines we have. We have Botswana Air, we have Air Namibia, Air Seychelles. In the west part of Africa, where we are in, we work, of course, with Air as a partner. We have AWA, Sky, and Air Cote d'Ivoire. This is not cast on stone. We are in discussion with many more domestic airlines here in Nigeria so that we can have seamless connectivity. One of the presenters mentioned that you can buy a ticket domestically and fly from domestic to international. It is possible. Through Qatar Airways, you can buy a ticket and fly from Port Harcourt or from Sokoto on Air fly to Lagos or to Abuja, connect Qatar Airways, seamlessly connectivity. Some of the silent features about our airport in Doha, Ahmad International Airport, we have been voted the best hub in the Middle East for the last few years. And some of the key features we have, you can see, is that we have meet and assist services, we have world-class amenity kits. You can see we have airport, we have an airport inside, we have an hotel inside the airport. We have proper thermal scanning. Of course, during this COVID period, we enhanced our safety, and therefore we have proper thermal scanning and various touch points. Next. We are also extending an expansion of our Ahmad International Airport. This is our hub. We are introducing new features like garden inside the airport, so where you have a long connecting time, you can go and relax and have a refreshment. We have areas that is for families and entertainment for children. That's part of the announcement. Now, I want to talk briefly about Doha. Seems to be an interest. Number one, what is Qatar doing just to encourage tourism into Doha? First, this was a decision that was made almost 2 months ago, where all fully vaccinated passengers do not have to have quarantine. Number two, visa on arrival has already been enabled for almost 95 countries. This is an ongoing process. As we mentioned before in the panel, it's something that government-to-government discussion is going on. Very soon you will see Nigeria included there. So it is something that is on the works. It's definitely a discussion going on. What else do you have? Sorry, come back. We have, flexibility in terms of issuing our tickets. We have free changes when it comes to issuing tickets, and no charges for no-show fees and what have you. These are some of the things we are doing just to ease the travel during this COVID period. Next. We are also actively participated in social projects, and you can see on the screen, one that I want to talk about is FIFA World Cup. Qatar is the host country for this year's World Cup in October, November, and we anticipate a huge traffic from Nigeria. Hopefully, the match that is coming on Friday and Tuesday, Nigeria will definitely qualify for World Cup, and I'll see you all in Doha. Thank you. I think that's all. Thank you very much. I hope to see you all in Doha during World Cup. Thank Thank you.
Ata here so much for the time. Please, I'd like to call on Amadeus to please come forward right now for your presentation.
Like that. Okay, thank you. So, Your Highness, the representative of the Emir of Kano, highly respected Director Generals, Mrs. President, distinguished guests and colleagues, I'm happy to be there with you today, and thank you for this opportunity to share some items. I'm going to talk about two things. I think I'm going to share about good news, which I think we need because we have been suffering from some years now, so I will share good news. And secondly, I'm going to share the future with you. Why? Because I think we are all here to make money, and I will show you how we can make more money in the future. Because DG and CA mentioned before that we need to evolve. Our industry is evolving. Please evolve with her. So I'm going quickly on the, you can go to the next slide. To remind you about Amadeus, everyone knows in the room about Amadeus. We are the biggest GDS in the industry. We have more than 400 airlines, 1 million hotel properties in our system. I will pass quickly on that because you all know that, and it's already nothing new in here. You can go to the next slide. If you see our world map, we are everywhere. Okay, it's cool, thank you. We are everywhere, and of course, indeed in Africa, but we are even in more countries like McDonald's or other things. So we are really present worldwide, and this is an asset for us. I'm not sure it's going. Okay, that is interesting. That's what I want to show you. This is our air performance for the industry in the Middle East and Africa, all GDS from January to end of February. And you will see that if you compare versus 2019, the whole industry is minus 45%. So we are still suffering from the COVID era in this. However, if you look at the top market in Middle East Africa, the first one is Saudi Arabia, Egypt, South Africa, UAE, and then Nigeria come in 5th position. And you see that Nigeria is only at minus 6% compared to in 2019. And this was in February. If we look at March now, we are above 2019 level. So meaning we are making more bookings, more activity than pre-COVID, which is an amazing resilience from Nigeria, and it will grow higher. On top of that, if you see, Amadeus keep on gaining market share in these countries. On the right side, it's very interesting. You will see that this is a new product that is coming from IATA. It's called NDC. You heard about it. And it's coming. You can see the graph that is starting to pick up. And we have some airlines that are initiating NDC next month. So you will see NDC more and more. Let's go to, sorry. Okay, thank you. This graph is very interesting. It also shows what's happening in Nigeria in terms of capacity. What are the airlines doing in this market? And you can see the dark, the last curve on the right, would start at minus 30 on the left side, and that goes up to plus 10%. This is what happened today. We see that in December, we are already at plus 10% of capacity of the airlines in the market. So airlines are believing in Nigeria, and we saw that Qatar is investing a lot in this country, but more all others are following. So you see that there is a big hope for the future in this country. If I go, I want now to show you what's happened here. What are the destinations that are booming? And you see on the top, the first destination that is growing fast is first of all Nigeria. So domestic flights are increasing very strong. Then following by UK, Qatar, we mentioned it, Kenya, Senegal. And some of the destinations are going down. We mentioned before, DGSA mentioned about the Emirates issue, and you see that EAE is going down by minus 11% versus 2019. But also Ethiopia is slightly down. So this will help you to see where you can target your customer, because these are the destinations that are coming up, and this is the future. I'm going now to talk a bit more about the future. So how do we see the future? We see the future in three things. First of all, it will be personalized. So it will not be one size fits all for all your customers. Secondly, it will be connected. That's why technology is key in your future. And thirdly, it will be sustainable. people are caring more and more about sustainability. I'm going to give you the tricks. So whatever happened, we see that COVID, okay, has happened. Everybody was not expecting what happened with COVID. We all were shocked with what happened. However, you can see that today Nigeria is already above the COVID situation. So there is no doubt that it will passenger will still grow from 4.1 million in 2017 to 2037, to 8.2 million. So there is still a big potential. And Nigeria in this has a big part to play. Why? Because today's aviation sector is still not at the level it should be in Nigeria. So we believe strongly the growth will come a lot from this country. My last slide, I want to give you 3 tips that we know that will be the future in the travel industry. We are sure 100% of that. The first one is value hotel. Bankole mentioned before that you have to diversify and to produce ancillary. Value hotel is one of them. You have to sell, you can sell hotel within Amadeus, which is will add a lot of value. Second point was mentioned by DGNCA, is going online. You have no choice, but you have to go online, because this will be the future. Whether we like it or not, that's the way we are going. And also the last point is corporate tools. Corporates are asking for more and more transparency, and you need to provide them with this transparency, with these corporate tools. If you don't do it, others are doing it. So we are selling more and more corporate tools. Please work on that, and this is what my final word. If you want to make money in the next coming years, you have to go this way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please celebrate Amadeus one more time. Okay, we have fair that will be going on immediately after this session. There's going to be lunch. Now, I've been told that some members want the slide of the presentation. Just go through the vice president of your zone. It will be forwarded to you through them, and you can have access to the presentation that was made. Right about now, I'd like to call on Kano to please come forward to make their presentation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Kano to the stage.
Good afternoon, all. I'm just here to, before our dear brother and colleague takes the mic, we all know what has been happening in the industry, and our partners, the airlines and all that. And of course, NANTA as a body still had to push in their advocacy. And we all know as advocacy doesn't come cheap. And I had a long discussion with my BOT chairman. As the challenge, we had events, the funding was not coming. Our partners were also experiencing the same issue we're experiencing, so they couldn't really give us anything. And an elder now advised me, the BOT chairman as a matter of fact, that, see, Madam President, we have grown so big now that by the time we want to do our events, we should always, first of all, look inwards before we go outside. So there was an open invitation for us to look inwards. And that was a discussion between me and the BOT chairman. I had not even discussed it. When one of our own, we all know Wakana is a member of NANTA, called me and offered his partnership to work with his mother body. And considering that discussion we had, looking inwards, this is just going to be the beginning. Some other events we're going to have, we're going to make an open invitation to members. You see, if you know me and know me well, I support members in what they are doing. The stars are many and they all shine. But we are in the era of talking about collaboration and working together. So if a member walks up to me and said, he has a very good way of working together, for all of us to work together, I will give you the opportunity. So please, members, I know some of you might have so many thoughts now, but I needed to do this because the AGM has gone well and will end well. Wakana is a member of NANTA, and they have not in any way belittled the leadership of NANTA. They respect the leadership of NANTA, and they recognize that NANTA is their mother body. They just wanted to partner with us, and I gave them the opportunity. We gave them the opportunity. So that's why they are here. So please, let's have an open mind. You wonder, I also have a travel agency, am I? I do. I have a travel agency. And I know so many travel agencies in Abuja that I personally push forward their program. And people tell me, am I not afraid they will take my business? I said, no. The stars are many and they all shine equally. So please, our members. And I know already a lot of you already partner with Wakana in one way or the other anyways. So please, please, and please, I beg of all of you. Yeah? If I have to apologize to all of you later, I will. Because leadership is all about service and to serve. I'm a servant here. So please and please, I beg of all of you. Wakana is here as a partner. He's one of us. Please, let's listen and have an open mind. It's not a segregation or anything. Well, we all know our area. We know our turf. Because
ours, we're going to protect it. And we're going to do that financially. Now, that being said, our support for everybody here is technology. There was a time in the world that there were yellow taxis in the world. And then something came called Uber and Bolt. And Uber and Bolt eliminated yellow taxis. And the world is moving. And the world is moving fast. Wakana is here to tell you that as travel agents that want to embrace technology, we are there for you. And we're there to support you. Wakana is exposing a lot of its technology to the outside world and making it available for you if you want to use as software as a service. Because really, we are not a travel agency alone. We are a travel tech company. Wakana is also making for every single travel agency Pay Small Small available on your own platform, where we can come and finance your customers that want to buy tickets from your ticket stock, and they can do Pay Small Small. Now, the future is for us to open new destinations and not complain about the ones that shut the doors on us. I'll say that again. The future is for us to open new destinations and not complain about the ones that shut its doors on us. We've worked very closely with Egypt to open up Egypt, and I'm telling you now that the world is still open to us. From Morocco to Tanzania to Kenya to Nairobi and to the rest of the world, even to Zimbabwe to all the way to Namibia, all the way to South Africa, the world is open to us. And Wakana is ready to support you if you have an initiative to take the world and open the world to our customers around the world. And let me say this to you as I close. Only us can build Africa. Only us can fix Africa. And Wakana is determined to fix Africa because it's by Africa, for Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wakana. Can we have Passport Legacy come forward right now? Passport Legacy, please come forward.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're Passport Legacy, and what is Passport Legacy? We basically give you a second passport. We give you access to everywhere in the world, almost everywhere in the world, and we give you what you can pass on to your generation, and that's the reason why it's a legacy.
But I'm happy to be here. So what are we doing? Passport Legacy is a Swiss company, and we are offering dual citizenship and residency by investment. Now, why are we here? We know that with Corona, there was a lot of difficulties for the travel industries. Now, why we are here is because we can offer you something else, what you can offer to your people, to your clients. How does it work? Citizenship by investment means that clients from all around the world, they can invest in certain countries, and in return they will get the citizenship. There is no visit, no travel requirements for that. All is needed is an investment which starts at $130,000. Now, most of the programs which are highest in demand here for our Nigerian clients are the Caribbeans. This is where we are related. For example, St. Kitts and Nevis, this allows a client or a holder of this passport to travel to 160 clients, 160 countries around the world, including the Schengen area, UK, Hong Kong, Russia, Singapore, and many, many more. I know you're also providing visa services, but for wealthy people, whereby you are offering private jets around the world, this is where you can offer our service to make additional money for you, which you are not having in the usual business. So this is more like a cross-selling opportunity for you, which we are offering. On the other side, there are 1 or 2 programs where you can even include siblings over the age of 30. So this is something which you are doing once. It's a once-in-a-lifetime investment, which will then be passed down to next generations. On the other side, between citizenship programs, there are other programs which we are offering, which is residency programs. For example, you have some wealthy clients who wish to do an investment abroad. For example, in Turkey, you can sell real estate starting at $230,000 and after 6 months you will be getting the passport. Why is Turkey an interesting option? For example, we have a lot of clients from Nigeria who are looking to invest in the US, for example.
South Africa is a major tourist hub, and it's now seeing an upsurge in Muslim travelers.
Turkey has a E2 treaty visa with the United States, which allows clients to do additional investments and through that get access to the United States, meaning they can live there, they can work there, children can study there, and if they spend less than 180 days in the country, they do not even have to pay worldwide taxation. One of the last programs which I would like to introduce is the residency programs. These are Portugal and Greece. This gives your clients directly access to the Schengen area. They get a visa there and they can travel around the Schengen area with an investment either in Portugal or in Greece, mostly done into real estate. For Portugal, why is it additionally interesting? It gives you the opportunity to get down the road after roughly 6 years the citizenship of Portugal, meaning especially we see it for big families who have children who want to give them the opportunity to become a world citizen and so that they can live, work and study anywhere in Europe.
Want to say something, Max? Okay, I'm sure some of our members that are from Abuja zone have met me before. Just immediately after the lockdown, I came with the ambassador of Antigua and Barbuda. And I want to say a special thanks to the entire management of NANTA and the Abuja zone group, because so far so good since our presentation. We had a lot of referral and we're happy with the business. Now, let me water it down. Basically, this citizenship we're talking about, if you're talking to your client, you need to let them know that when their children go to school abroad, especially in UK, they will not pay a Nigerian fee, these foreign fees. They don't pay foreign school fees, they pay Commonwealth school fees. Because all Caribbean countries, all CARICOM countries, they are Commonwealth. That is one. Secondly, you also need to let them know a lot of children that want to go to all these universities in Caribbean countries. Basically, if they have this passport, they pay home student fee, like paying almost like nothing, basically, if they have that. Above all, you also need to let your client know when you're talking to them that with this passport, they don't need visa to UK and the entire Europe. And most of all, with the passport, they get 10 years American visa on their passport, no question asked, perfect, fantastic. There are 2 options, basically. Option number 1 is donations. You can donate to any of the country. I need to let you know there's a country called St. Kitts. They have been doing this since 1984. St. Kitts have been on. Their process is so fantastic. It's stressless. And for that particular one, between 3 to 4 months on submission, the passport comes out. So it's not a long story. There's Grenada. What's interesting about Grenada is some Nigerians that would like to actually relocate to United States of America. When you have a Grenada passport, either through investment or donations, that particular country have an agreement that we call E2 treaty with the United States of America. What does that mean? This E2 treaty allows you or your client to invest between 100 to 150,000 USD in United States of America. You can create your business. You can join an existing business. It's your money, and then you get residence in America. Once you have your passport and you want to do that, we also help you achieve that. We also need to let you know today that in UK, you can also have residency in UK. There are different ones. There are ones for the big jobs, which is 2 million, 5 million, and 10 million, depends on the time that it will be delivered. Then we now have the cheap ones that is not really that expensive, which is the innovative visas and the entrepreneurship visa. We do this as well. So why should you do this at all? Well, I'm here to tell you today, for every client that you sign on, you get 2,500 USD. So when you are introducing them, just let them to call Jumai, and then when they finally get the passport, you get 2,500 USD. I think you should give us a round of applause. I need to let you know I'm one of you. I'm the owner of the Expedite Travels. I moved to this country like 10 years ago, and I can tell you there's a lot of opportunity in Nigeria, and NANTA is the best that one can really associate with. A special thanks to all the executive member. Madam Souza, thank you so much for your humility, your kindness, and your support. I can never take it for granted. So on behalf of my group in Passport Legacy, we say special thank you. We need to let you know that our head office is in Dubai, in Marina. We also have our office in Lagos now, the whole International Merchant Bank building facing the Bar Beach directly. And inshallah, in the next 2 weeks, we shall be in Church Gate on the 7th floor, facing Lufthansa directly. We have branch in Lahore in Lebanon. So we are here for you. And we're still going to spread all over Nigeria, and we're here to support you. And we thank you so much for the support so far. God bless NANTA. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Any question?
Man, I would like to call on stage right now, and I want to be careful the way I introduce them because everybody knows that I'm half South African, half Nigerian. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on stage South African Tourism. And I call on Mr. Tekiso Rakolujani, who is the head of South African Tourism in West Africa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, let us not be the people that are standing between you and your lunch. So our presentation today will be a two-pronged. My job is here is just to firstly to say thank you to NANTA for inviting us, and for yourselves for giving us the airtime to find out why we are still in this market that we respect and we cherish so much as a country. Is to say thank you for working with us for the long-standing relationship. Thank you, Madam Susan. Thank you, Mr. Bankole, who we've had a relationship with over the long years that we've been in the market. I've been now in this market for 4 years, and I've been engaging and working with all of you, and I have to say we've had a very good working relationship, albeit COVID having taken a few of the years from our momentum. For me, two key things that I just wanted to mention today. Firstly, we have been alerted this morning that the e-visa to South Africa has gone live. So we are now able to get e-visas to apply for South Africa. We are quite grateful of that because we all know that visa is the biggest challenge to traveling to South Africa. SAA is back in the market. We are flying 3 times a week. Air Peace flies twice a week as well to South Africa, as well as Rwanda, Kenya Airways, as well as ET. So we've got all options of flying to South Africa. Mohammed will share with you some of the big initiatives that are coming up that we're working on, and I'll allow him to do that so that I don't steal the thunder from his presentation. But please, we are here for the next 2 days. We've got a stall outside. Do come talk to us if you need more information. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's very nice, warm, heartwarming to see everybody after 2 years plus. It's been a lot of virtual sessions, I think, for a long time. So please allow me to stand on existing protocols, okay? I will try as much as possible to be as quick as I can. Like my able boss said, we are actually now the ones standing between you and lunch. So our apologies. I will blame the MC. And he said he's a South African fellow, so I'm sure next time we'll hold him down at the airport. Okay, so quickly, South Africa, it's a country on the southern part of the continent. It's a population of about 60 million people, 11 languages and about 9 provinces, okay? So it is a fellow African country, however, obviously having a lot of unique and memorable experiences for you to explore. Now, a few key things, you know, that are amazing about South Africa. Aside the people, we've also got a lot of beautiful natural resources and a lot of experiences that you can explore. For instance, the second biggest city in Africa, Johannesburg, is actually sitting in South Africa. Okay. Then, of course, we have a lot of key experiences that sets us apart. Okay. Some of the few ones here amongst the very many is, of course, the unique safari experiences, the scenic beauty, the coastal beaches, active adventure, city lifestyle, and the diverse cultural experiences that you can enjoy and explore whilst in South Africa. So when you're in South Africa for safari experience, you can explore ranging from the Kruger National Park to over 60,000 birds that sit across 21 different national parks within the country. Okay, so there's so much for you to explore. For those of you who want to walk with a real live lion, there is your opportunity. Don't miss it. I know I'm from the north. We are very bold people. Okay, we are very bold people. We are not scared of the lions. Are we scared of lions, my fellow? We are not. Chairman from Port Harcourt, are you sure? Okay, thank you. Alaji is sitting beside you, so I see where you are getting your confidence. Okay? Scenic beauty. Of course, South Africa has, honestly speaking, the most amazing scenic beauty you can ever imagine. You just need to go there to experience it. It's amazing. Can I ask in this room, how many people have been to Cape Town and have been on top of the Table Mountain? How many people have been on top of the Table Mountain? Please, have you seen anything as beautiful as that? It's just stunning. It's one place you need to be just once in a lifetime. Just go stand up there and look at how amazing God is. Okay? It's an amazing gift, right? Coastal beaches, yes, that's also something that South Africa prides about. They've got a whole range of them going across, way down from Cape Town, going through the Garden Route, all the way to Durban. There's so much you can experience around the coastal beaches. And then also in there, you explore a lot of sea life. Therefore, you can do a lot of active adventure. Chairman, sir, sorry I'm picking on you again, but this is where we can find you play. Leave the lion for the northerners. You can go do with the sharks. I know. But there's so much amazing things you can do, from actually having an experience, direct experience with these things, and also if you're not confident enough to actually go into the water and have a close one with them, you can walk through the aquariums. There's a range of various aquariums, that you can go through to actually see these things live, and they're beautiful. You can also go on top of some of the boats that we have that will take you right into the ocean, and you can actually see these things live. One of the most beautiful sea life that you need to see, a lot of us have seen them, but they're all in movies, is the whale. I don't know if you know how big the whale is. A baby whale is almost as big as this hall, as a baby. So you can imagine the full unmatured whale, okay? You can have the opportunity to actually have a close view live of such a massive animal, okay? And then, of course, city lifestyle. This is, one of the best parts because it has a whole range of things you can do, from the nightlife to the diverse food, to shopping, as well as you also will have time to actually do like spa experiences and so on. So yeah, and Also, as you know, South Africa being such a colorful country, it also then talks to the cultural roots, all right? Therefore, you can also see the rain woman there in the picture. This is my best picture, by the way, amongst our entire database. I love this picture. I love this woman. They're called the rain women from Limpopo. You know, they're so beautiful with their lovely, fully, nicely dressed outfit. Okay, so it gives you an opportunity to engage with a lot of cultures. I have already mentioned to you that there are 11 different languages, and all of these languages are unique in their styles, from their dressing to their food and so on. So you can explore, you know, the cultural experiences. Just because we're in a new world that has been, you know, changed by the past few years with a lot of things that have happened around COVID, we thought that it's important to share a few updates, you know, around what's happening in South Africa. However, beyond the general information that has been shared, I would just like to highlight a few things around the green highlighted information there, that you do not anymore need to do any negative PCR test if you are traveling to South Africa anymore, as long as you have your full vaccination card. Okay, this has just been announced a few days ago when Mr. President had a speech, so you do not need any longer. However, if you are not fully vaccinated and you get in, then you need to travel, you would then require to have the negative certificate. Okay, that's the negative PCR certificate. And should you arrive with the negative PCR certificate, you also will be given an option at the airport to actually take an authentic vaccination. Just in case you're not confident of getting it elsewhere, you can be rest assured that you get a proper vaccination at the airport when you arrive, so that next time you don't need to worry about it any longer. Salamu alaikum. Mashallah. So because we're in Kano, and NANTA is giving us this opportunity, and also with the beautiful announcement that my boss has just mentioned about the e-visa, we thought that it's important that we come forward with this. And I'll share with you a few more info and insight around it. The next slide is actually one of the key drivers that got us to then say, okay, we need to come into this market and have a conversation around halal tourism, halal travel and tourism. Just for you to know, today, actually, the World Halal Day Conference is just concluding today in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. Okay, it started 2 days ago. It was from the 22nd to the 24th. And for the people of Kano, I would like you to know that Kano and Nigeria has been so strongly recognized by the World Halal Tourism that this conference, which is happening in South Africa and obviously recognizing the strength of halal tourism in South Africa, invited the Emir, the Honorable Emir, also to be one of the speakers at this event. Okay, unfortunately though, he couldn't make it because by the time it came through, he had already, he has other engagements. But they did, invite him to come through. So I just want you to understand that that position, sits at that global level. Now, halal tourism, it's a very hugely untapped market. It's a nice niche that is not tapped yet because of lack of knowledge and awareness. Also training skills, research and sharing. It's a unique faith-based lifestyle of choices that people need to understand. Also, it needs collaboration and partnership, and therefore destinations need to position themselves as being Muslim-friendly or halal-friendly, okay? Now, some of the halal travelers' profiles are, they look out for, it's more around the culture. So you have the Gulf concession and also Asia, Western Europe. These are where you find more of halal travel and tourism happening, okay? And therefore, of course, a lot of people from here, a lot of northerners do travel across these regions. But then within the demographic space, you find a lot of millennials, female segments, families, and senior citizens traveling within this space. So there's a huge opportunity there, and I'll share with you some figures as well. Okay, purpose of travel generally is either leisure, business, or Ramadan. And then budget, they look at low budget average as well as luxury. Okay? Then also, when we're looking at the global halal travelers, from research, there's about 60% of the Muslims who are below 30 that explore within this space. Okay, and about 33% of them are Generation Z, and 36 are actually, millennials. So there's a huge opportunity. Why do I say there's a huge opportunity? There is because there is a lot of money to be made in here. Okay? There's a lot of money to be made because it is a space that sits with over, okay, it is the space that is projected to actually have potential of over $300 billion by 2026. The millennials alone, there is potential of over $100 billion. So ladies and gentlemen, there is big money here. There is huge potential here. And this is global potential. But then we need to also localize it so that we'll be able to maximize. Now, there are basically, in the DNA, there are 3 A's, okay, that the Muslim millennial travelers look at. Firstly, they want authentic experiences. What are these authentic experiences? They are looking at destination discovery, local cuisine, and flexible itinerary. Okay? They look out for that. Then the next one is affordability. They look out for what is affordable within the accommodation, transportation, and the experiences on offer. And the last A talks to accessibility. From the accommodation to transport and experiences, they want accessibility. Okay? Now, once you're doing this, this is the slide for the World Halal Day I did mention earlier, which I said is just concluding today in Durban, South Africa. Okay? And it's actually happening at the Durban ICC. Is one of the biggest conference centers that we have. And I don't know, for some of you who have been to South Africa or Durban before, does this venue look familiar? Okay, anybody who is able to tell me the biggest tourism events that happen in this venue, I have a nice surprise for. No, not Madam President, of course. No, not this table. Not that table. Yeah, I want somebody from the back. So what is it? Pardon? No, the people on that side didn't hear you. Ndaba. Is she correct? Please, somebody from this side. Is she correct? Is that so? Yes, it is Ndaba. And we'll also talk about it just now because we have a very beautiful offer for you. Okay. So now, South Africa is a Muslim-friendly destination. Okay? We have a Muslim population of about 3%. Islam is well practiced in South Africa, across the country. It's a strong Muslim-friendly destination and promises a memorable experience for Muslim travelers, families, and all that want to travel and explore and enjoy leisure or business. Okay? So it's quite warm and welcoming. Some of the key indicators is the food. Okay? In South Africa, you actually have a wide range of halal food that is available, so you can be comfortable and confident to eat. Okay? There are 30 food regulatory bodies in South Africa who actually look out for making sure that these halal foods are actually halal, so you can trust it. Okay? There are over 30 brands, and there are various products that serve that. For instance, Nando's, the butcher's wife, and so on and so forth. Then also we have a lot of Islamic scholars that actually came from South Africa. Who would remember Sheikh Ahmed Deedat? Yeah, thank you, Alaji. Sheikh Ahmed Deedat, because a very popular scholar, Islamic scholar, and he is actually from South Africa. And there's a range of others. And then for drinks, yes, South Africa is actually the biggest wine producer on the continent and the 8th wine producer in the world. But a lot of people will think South Africa is only about alcoholic wine. It is actually not. There's a whole range of non-alcoholic wines that you can also enjoy whilst in South Africa. In fact, there is also non-alcoholic gin and various other drinks that are absolutely zero alcohol, non-alcoholic, that you can enjoy and feel the experience and the taste. Okay? Then in terms of dressing and fashion, Absolutely. It's a free country that allows you to, explore your tradition or your beliefs or your culture. Nobody is going to harass you because you're wearing a hijab or a himar or a jalabia. Absolutely not. You can be very comfortable, relaxed, and feel free to enjoy everything in the destination whilst wearing what you're comfortable in. In terms of prayer venues, which is very important because we have to say our 5 daily prayers and more, there's a lot of prayer rooms. So personally for me, I love when I fly into South Africa on South African Airways. We land at 5 a.m. in the morning. As soon as you come out into the welcome area, right there before the exit door, you walk down a short staircase, there's a beautiful mosque on the right. So you say your prayers right there before you even start your day. And that is, you find that in all the main airports, as well as all the major malls and a lot of other places. Even in some of the accommodation for the partners that use, which I will also share, that package halal tours, they also use some of the accommodations that actually have Qibla locations in the room. So that will also help you. They provide prayer mats and so on that will actually assist you to ensure that your faith is maintained whilst you are enjoying the destination. Then importantly also is the history and culture element. South Africa also has a lot of Islamic history and culture that you can explore. For instance, one of the first mosques, in South Africa built in the 18th century in 1974 in Cape Town. And in the Eastern Cape, we also have another that was built in 1849. So there's a lot of other history that you can explore whilst in there. And then also some of the packages then that are available from some of the specialized halal tour operators. These include Spectacular South Africa. There's a 9 days tour, which then allows you the opportunity to actually enjoy the best part of, spectacular part of South Africa. There's an Epic South Africa package of 15 days, okay, where you actually can enjoy uniquely and truly South Africa. Then there's also a South African Soul, which is a 12-day package, and it's for, those who actually want, leisure, luxury when they travel. And you explore Johannesburg, somewhere around the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, There are also more packages for people who are adventurous. You can explore the Call of the Wild or the colorful Cape Town, or even go to the Paradise on Earth. Okay, it's a very beautiful package because it takes you through Port Elizabeth, Knysna, George, the Wilderness, and Cape Town. This is around the Garden Route. I don't know if anybody in the room has actually been to the Garden Route, has had a Garden Route experience. It's one of the most spectacular views you can ever have. Okay? Oh, you have? This man. You are truly South African. Okay? It's really amazing. Some of the additional services on offer, we've got honeymoon, sports packages, health and wellness retreats, youth educational packages, as well as company or corporate incentive, which talks to MICE, which is meetings, incentives, conferences or events. Some other people call it exhibitions as well. Now, to offer these services, amongst the very many tour operators we have, we thought that it's important to highlight these two with regards to halal travel and tourism in South Africa, because these two are actually specialized in halal travel and tourism for Destination South Africa. Okay, they are specialized in that, so you can reach out to them and then you'll be able to, make a request either for any of the specific packages shared, or you can actually also ask for, a specific curated package. I'm going to share a quick video with you.
South Africa is a major tourist hub, and it's now seeing an upsurge in Muslim travelers. We spent some time with a Gauteng-based tour operator to find out more. South Africa remains one of the best locations to visit, with a vast array of things to see, do and experience. Globally, Muslim tourism has been increasing year on year, and while South Africa has a relatively small Muslim population, the history, influence and appeal has become very attractive, especially to other Muslim tourists.
The Muslim tourists that come here like to see the Islamic presence, and many of them are surprised because they don't know about it. So when we see a mosque in Houghton, for example, or we see a mosque in Sandton, they wouldn't have expected this unless they came here. And seeing the large number of Muslims and the halal restaurants to offer, they like that. They also want to be able to enjoy the adventure and the sites that we have in South Africa while they're not compromising on their Muslim and their Islamic requirements.
A recent global survey placed South Africa in 4th place for Muslim tourists, and since then the floodgates have opened as Muslim travelers are arriving in ever-increasing numbers. Khalid saw an opportunity and opened one of the very first Muslim travel and tour companies.
Well, I love travel. I lived abroad for a number of years, backpacking, for example, through Europe. You know, I was in Italy for 3 weeks and I didn't have a single ounce of meat for those 3 weeks. Okay, well, it was pizza and pasta, so that was fine. But this can become difficult for people who have a specific diet. Finding a place to pray was obviously a bit of a challenge as well. I went into this to be able to offer this to people overseas. I love meeting new people. That's one of the perks of this job. I love meeting new people. I love getting people to interact because it helps us drop the barriers that we have set up between ourselves. And I see that actualizing in all of the tours when we've got clients coming from Malaysia interacting with people from Burkap, for example, or we've got clients coming from the US interacting with people in Soweto. It's lovely to see those cultures coming together, and that's a personal joy for me.
There is something for everyone on Khalid's tours. He takes tourists on religious, historical, as well as safari rides.
We offer shark cage diving, for example, and we've had women in hijab doing shark cage diving. So our partners down in Gansbaai know exactly how to make Muslim women feel comfortable when they're doing that. We've had Muslim families go bungee jumping. So all of the adventure sports are available to people. As long as they like it, we make it available to them.
So there's various activities here on the reserve. We've got 9 predator species that we have here on the reserve, as well as 17 herbivore species. We've got more than 10 tour options, whether it be a 45-minute to an hour tour or a 3-hour tour that goes around our entire reserve, as well as animal interactions, so people can go out for walks with our cheetah, get to feed our giraffe, so various things like that. We do have a lot of international Muslim guests. We have an inflow of about 30,000 people a month here at the park. Our restaurant, our wetlands restaurant, does serve halal food to accommodate our guests, as well as the fact that we have a Muslim prayer area on site to cater for our guests.
For the Muslim tourists, finding halal food is one of the biggest draw cards, and one where South Africa isn't lacking. Many establishments have awoken to the Muslim market, and there is a culinary feast that awaits in halal food.
We're fortunate in South Africa in that over the last 15 or 20 years, we've had Muslims coming in from all different parts of the world, and they've brought their culinary skills with them. So we've got people coming in from Pakistan and Bangladesh and Morocco and Jordan and Syria, and they bring all of these unique flavors. And then we've got all of the local flavors as well. So you've got proper South African flavors. The dishes would vary from Johannesburg to Cape Town. So in Cape Town, we would offer traditional Cape Malay dishes. In Johannesburg, we would offer, after a Friday lunch, possibly a dal and rice. But there's so much of a variety for clients to choose from. We're spoiled for choice in this place.
It is estimated that the Muslim tourist market will be worth over $1 trillion within the next few years, and South Africa stands to gain a very decent slice of this pie. Few places can enthrall, entertain, and satisfy better than this beloved country.
Thank you. Personally, I have been to South Africa very many times. I've been to that lion park maybe 100 times. I never even knew that there's actually that prayer room in there. Yes, I have. Every time we'll go, if we have to pray, we'll find somewhere. And I never even knew they actually have a dedicated prayer room. And that is just one of the wildlife parks, just somewhere. It's actually not even a wildlife park. It's just a small, a park that caters for some wild animals, okay? But it's very popular. It's just outside Joburg, the Lion Park. Okay, so moving on. Next, we're getting into another business space. So this is the hall that I was asking the question about earlier. Of course, it's now looking way different. It's very colorful now, more an African color, like Ankara, isn't it? Doesn't it look like Ankara? So, yeah, so this is the same ICC hall in Durban. This is where Africa Travel Indaba happens, the ATI. Africa Travel Indaba is the biggest travel and tourism event that happens on the continent. It is proudly African, however, it happens in South Africa. Okay, and this is where you find everybody in travel and tourism on the continent attending. Is the biggest part where is the point, the melting point where we're able to tell our African stories. Okay, and all the successes we have achieved, this is where we meet. When you get to Indaba, you find everybody around the continent present. So you have an opportunity to engage with them. Why do you have to attend Indaba? Like I have mentioned, it's the biggest travel and tourism event on the continent that happens in the Southern Hemisphere. When you're there, you actually would be able to embrace yourself with global trends. My very good friend was here earlier, Bayo from Wakana, talking about new trends and so on. You get into this space, you find all that is happening around the world. You will be able to embrace yourself and get the updated information. Whilst you're there, you meet a lot of stakeholders and decision makers in the industry, as well as be able to conduct, your business with new and existing clients. Okay, you gain competitive advantage. You meet over 1,100 exhibitors. Okay, that will be attending the event, as well as opportunity to also network with key decision makers and stakeholders. And not only will you meet and network with industry key players and decision makers, but you also consider South African leisure tourism option when you negotiate for best deals. Whilst you are there, of course, all the properties, all the experiences, tour operators, tour companies will be at that event. So that's the best place you'll be able to get your best deals, that when you come back to the market, you'll be able to sell them. The event details. So this year, it hasn't happened the past 2 years, of course, because of COVID. But it's happening now, and it's at the same ICC in Durban. It starts from the 2nd to the 5th. So the bond day is the 2nd, which is more or less like an arrival day where everybody comes together and try to be able to bond and connect. And then the show days are from the 3rd to the 5th. And there are different show times. I'll share with you the website so you'll be able to go there and get further information. I'll also try to register. In terms of attendees, there are basically 4 classes of attendees. First is the exhibitors. The exhibitors here are the African countries, provincial tourism authorities, your South African product owners or tour operators, as well as media and publications. They all exhibit, so they will have stands, a lot bigger than what you have out there. You have stands where you actually can come and engage with them. The next one, because they have various products on offer. The next category is the buyers. Buyers here include inbound tour operators, travel agents, airlines, DMCs, and online booking agents. These are all partners like yourselves who then come to Indaba on their own to be able to engage with the exhibitors, okay, so that they can transact and do business. And then we have the next category, the hosted buyers. Maybe I'll quickly just pass that one so that I don't get hammered. But just to mention, the hosted buyers is almost the same category with the buyers. However, hosted buyers means that they are also buyers, but they are being hosted. So for instance, South African Tourism or any other body who is engaging or is exhibiting there will then be able to host you. So they will invite you and either pay for part of or all of your trip logistics. So they either provide you with flights or the hotels or everything as they invite you to come along. And then there's also media, which there is registered media and hosted media, international media, as well as local media. So these are 4 categories of attendees. And then there's a few protocols, of course, with the new changes, the new world we're in, just a few things, but they're also similar to what we've mentioned earlier, but just to also give you comfort that we come to the big cities and we also invite different South African products to come so you can actually sit down and engage with them. So for those of you probably who had not had the opportunity to go for Indaba, we will have a mini one here where we bring them and you'll be able to interact with them. Also, we have our online course, the SA Specialists. Please, who hasn't heard of this before? The SA Specialist course? Nobody? Okay, I'm sure. Oh, okay, a few people haven't. So this is our online training platform. Okay, it is called the SA Specialist. It is a free platform for you to register, and you go along to do your training. You just need to have internet. It's very flexible. When you are working on it, you can always stop when you get to any point, and you can continue later. However, if you sit down, you can actually conclude it in about 2 to 3 hours. But we encourage you to try and then finish it within 2 to 3 months after registration, because it has also a life, like a closing period, so that you don't also forget what you're learning, all right? So we do a graduation ceremony for that. Generally, we do it around the workshop. We're working on modalities of that, and we'll share through the association. So that is the website for the SA Specialist. Please take it, share with your colleagues and friends to do it, because they will learn a lot more about the destination. Now, for you as a travel executive, what this does is, if you get your team to learn about the destination, you are actually adding value to your borderline, because everybody is a marketer. The more offers you have for your client and your customers, the better for you, all right? Because you will get a call for somebody to specifically ask for South Africa, or could somebody who has been going somewhere with you could ask for something new, all right? And like I said, it is free, so they don't need to pay anything. And we also have a lot of incentives that go with it. When we do the graduation ceremony, when you conclude the course, you actually get a personalized certificate. A lot of you that have done it would have gotten that, a personalized certificate that bears your name. So even for you putting in your own time, you actually get something in return. On top of that, from history, we have been doing a lot of incentives that include even hosting some of the people that concluded this course in South Africa to go and experience what they've learned. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunities that sit in there for you. So that's the website, and that is our own website once again. You can go on there for more information about the destination. And so we're here for the next 2 days, like my boss have said. Our stand is the lovely, colorful one on your left if you're stepping out. Otherwise, it's on your right as you walk in. We're also present on social media. So please feel free to follow us, because then you will get all the updates on there. So on Facebook, we're there as Travel to South Africa, full one word. On Instagram, it's Travel to SA, 2 number, please. And then on Twitter, we're there as Travel to SA1. So please follow us. Thank you very, very much. If you need to speak with me or any of the colleagues, please, we're right there at the stand for the rest of today and tomorrow, and we'll be happy to engage with you. Thank you so much.
Salam alaikum, Jamaa. Geriba Kano ba Danji Hala. Now, some of them don't understand what I've just said. I'll explain to them. If there's a town and a city somewhere and it's not Kano, that place is a village. It's a forest. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you so much for spending today with us. Lunch is ready. We're going to go by it this way. We're going to go first with the eye table. Yes, it is buffet, but it is guided buffet, so that everybody can have a fair share. So the ushers around you now, they'll first usher the people on the eye table. When I say eye table, you know the seat of the president first. All right. South African Tourism says if you're having lunch and you're doing other things, you want to come to the stand, they can email the presentation to you so that it can help or aid in your marketing. But so, like I was saying, the eye table is the table of the president. An usher is already waiting there. They will usher them. We'll do it table by table. We're going to be very, very fast, but we want order. So we beg you, we know you're international people, you're tourism people, and you will not be in a hurry. Again, I said the buffet is guided. They'll guide you. Nothing at all, just to make sure that you are guided. Once again, we thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate the fact that you've spent your time with us today. Lunch is served. Mr. DJ, give us a very hot music. Let everybody enjoy.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Invited dignitaries, His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, highly represented by an Amar of Kano, our regulators, DG, LCAA, Dr. Musa Nuhu, members of the DOT, past and present here, my humble president, Madam Susan Aporai, past president, NANTA, Mr. Bakole Bonnet.
To be part of this great occasion and to appreciate all of those who honored our invitation by being physical and virtual present. We indeed appreciate everyone sacrificed. Our members who watched yesterday were treated to a mini Doba by the Kano Emirate Council. I hope you explore, watch, touch, and saw history. We are indeed grateful to His Royal Highness the Emir of Kano in particular, the Doba Committee, and the Emirate Council in general for this special honor done to Nanta. As you're all aware that the mini Doba or the Doba itself, it has never been done to any association. This mini Doba, as part of, for those of us that witnessed it yesterday, heard from the Emirate Council members that it has never been done to anybody else apart from their big dignitaries like head of states and expatriates from the around the globe. But we've been honored by the Emirate Council and be given the mini Doba. And as Spotline promoters of Doba, we'll go back to our destination to market Kano as a tourism destination. From all of the NANTA members from various nooks and crannies of this nation, please feel free to enjoy your stay in Kano, especially accommodation goes to commendation goes to our AGM Planning Committee and the LOC. A well-done job. We wish all our guests as a safe return to our destination and wish all participants fruitful deliberation and a successful AGM. Thank you very much. We appreciate you all.
Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to believe that everyone in this hall have got something to eat. And like I said, it's been a wonderful day. We're thoroughly appreciative of the fact that you have been very patient. Since morning, you've sat here. We've all learned, we've engaged, and I know that I'm going back home more knowledgeable than I did come here this morning. My name is Oluwaseyi Adegoke Adeyemo, and I thank you so much for being part of my day today and for giving me this opportunity to spend today with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.